Hello and welcome back everyone. So this is part 5 of 2026 consistent. So in today's video we will be discussing about like open source contribution, how you can do open source contributions, what are the steps that you need to follow, how you can proceed in a sequential manner. So like you can read the repository, you can find out which issue you want to contribute to, which enhancement you can think of, and like how you can write the code, what are the best practices that you should follow, how you can commit to create pull request and everything so that it ensures your maximum chances of your pull request to being accepted as well. So let's start with it. To those who are watching it for the first time, this is a 2026 consistent series. We'll be documenting like our journey for the whole 2026 of years. So you can also connect and share your thoughts with the same. So let's start with it. Okay, so yeah, to start with it, let us know like what are open source projects and what do you mean by open source contributions. So if you writing down like open source projects are some projects that are like open to everyone who want to contribute, who can find out the issues, some real issues, and who really want to solve it. Like there are many open source projects that you can think of. The best example of an open source project is the Linux operating system. It's an open source project. You can find out, you can contribute to it. The second biggest open source project is GitHub. So like them, many are some open source projects that are open to all kind of developers who want to contribute to the community and who want to connect with the community in terms of contributions. And the list of open source projects like goes on. There you have it has Kubernetes as well. It's an open source project. Spring Boot is an open source project, and they have a lot of issues like you can't really think of. Just let me show you some real one. Okay, this is Spring Boot official repository, and they have 467 issues live. So you can go through it. You can pick any one of the issue you wanted to solve. Read the code documentation, and then you can contribute to it. So how you'll be doing it? We will go in a step-by-step manner. So like Spring Boot, you can search for any of the project. Like really, if we really search for GitHub. Is this the open source? No, that might be by some different name, but yeah, let us search for Kubernetes. Yeah, see, Kubernetes. Um, they also have 1.8 open issues, and like major big tech, what you can say, major big tech, like whatever you are seeing as software applications, most of them are open source. There are many issues live. There are thousands, like literally close to thousands pull requests active. So the company and the community keep reviewing them. They have a community, like they go through the meetings, they like verify the pull request, and they like then um, see what they can do, whether to link that or not. So it's a whole lot of cycle. So how you can contribute to that open source community? Like I've also tried contributing to one that Spring Boot. So that PR was closed, that was not merged. Why? Because that that was not merged. Why? Yeah, there were certain reasons, and you can see them listed down in the comment. Like they have marked that for team meeting, they have reviewed it at a team meeting, and that's I've committed like more than 2000s of line that it took me months to like write. So what was this contribution? We'll get it in the later part, but yeah. So they technically delayed it because it was a starter. So which basically tells you like which dependency you are using is computing how much of the like you can say memory or space, so that in your projects when you are committing that project like into prod level, so you can know like whether this dependency is actually required, whether we can look for an alternative as well or not. So yeah, what does this do? It will list down all your dependencies and how much like it's using. So they asked me to add it to the starters list, and then they can. Yeah, this is the starters list. That means, so yeah, and plus the experimental nature, like it's not that fraud level. That's tried actually in the Spring Code as well. So yeah, and then what I've done is I've added it to the awesome Java. Like that's not a pull request as well. It's just one file change. So yeah, I've listed that. That is a dependency. You can use it. You can try it out, and yeah, then I have to create a separate repository as well. So whether how to use it, what it will tells you, and yeah, everything related to it. So that's how you can link to it. So okay, now let's start like how you can find out which open source project you have to contribute. So the main initial step is to find out which skill cluster you wanted to contribute to. Like if you want to contribute to C++ open source projects, 14 C++, you will get a lot of numbers like down there. If you want to contribute to Java, search for Java as well. If you want to contribute to C Sharp, search for C Sharp open source projects. If you want to contribute in Python, search for Python AIML open source projects. There you can find out a lot many projects listed down there, and then go there. So once you find out the project, what would be the next step? Your next step should be fork that repository, clone it to your VS Code or anything, and read that README file by yourself. You can take help from the AI to summarize as well if they contains a lot of pages, but try reading it yourself. It's not that long. So what it will do is there are a lot of folders. Like it doesn't have that many. Let us look back to Spring Boot one. Yeah, is this the one? No. Okay, let's look at it that one only. So Spring projects, yeah, they have Spring Framework as well, there's Spring Boot as well. It also have a lot of fun. So you can see there are a lot of like folders, like it's for at least it has its own different directories. Um, build plugin it have its own like a lot of directories. Like if you can see like starter, and each of these is a kind of a unique separate projects what you are building for yourself. So once you see all of that, so what you have to do is you have to find out like which area you want to contribute to. Then you can look for the issues, like what are the open issues. Go there, read about it, and then read about the related files in the documentation so that you are aware. Okay, this is the known issue at this time. This refers to the documentation. What can I do to enhance it? And the thing is, the idea will not strike to you in a one day or two. You have to keep looking at for it. You can take help from the AI as well, but you have to be crystal clear before applying any approach. Why? Because in local projects, if one of the commit goes wrong, we can revert back, we can commit back again, and then we can see the project works. But in the projects which are used at production level, which are used all over the world, like Spring Boot is one of them, so you can't risk doing that mistake with them with that projects. So you only got one chance to push the code. So that's why your initial plan. And by planning, yes. Let's go back to the notes. That's another important thing. So those who are in third year or above, they must be knowing what about agile methodology. So there are certain steps that you need to follow. What are the steps? Documentation, which is requirement gathering. So your requirement gathering should be crystal clear what you want it to do, and you should have the enough approach documentation as well to read about what you are doing. So once you have that, then comes the second step. Identify the issue or plan, you can say. Plan what you wanted to do. Now you have the requirements. Now you know the issue. Once you know the issue from the documentation, then you plan. Okay, this is the issue that is occurring. So what I need to do? And your plan should be crystal clear. It should have one main point only. That's that I'm solving this problem by this only. Literally one page commits also are accepted because Sometimes the issue is just you can solve by adding 3 or 4 lines or by removing 3 or 4 lines. Logic implied. So your planning should be clear. Like this is the issue. For it to resolve, I need to implement this thing. So what that implementation can be done in the windows of 1 or 2 pages or can be lengthier as well. So that depends on what you're trying to solve. Once your plan is clear, then you have to design, or you can say like ideate. Ideate is plan only. So design. Okay, once you have the plan ready, so now you need to write the algorithm. Now you need to know the steps that you need to follow to execute that plan. And then comes the coding. See how late we are starting with coding when we are talking about real world projects. Not in our local when you start the coding from the first level as well, like validating documentation only. No, that's not the step you should follow. Because once your plan is clear, the coding part will take a lot less time. Even if you're taking help from AI, even if the agents and models are advanced, they're not yet advanced to reach that much like source of code and to give you a whole lot of idea at once only. So you have to consider that factor as well. That okay, I must be very crystal clear with my instructions while giving it to AI to write the code as well, and I need to do it very clearly. So, or you must also like have to review the code as well written by the AI. You will be making certain changes because the code want to be what to say the perfect at once. So that's when you want to your idea, your planning, your everything comes in action. So once coding is done, then comes the testing part. You don't create a PR before testing. All your test runs in the local should be successful before creating a PR. Otherwise, the PR will be flagged and yeah, it your PR or whatever you have tried will not even go into consideration as well if the test cases are failing. So you must ensure your test cases are all passing and then you create the PR. And one more thing, once your test case are once your test case are passing, so what you have to do is when you are committing, see, merge branch, update IntelliJ, pump several. So your commit messages should be crystal clear. What we are practiced of, like keep anything in the commit message, who cares? But no, your commit message should be crystal clear. Like the user should know what they want, like what they're seeing in this commit. Like if I'm seeing the commit message, I know what happens in that commit, what it's changing, what are the things that executing in the file in this commit. So commit message should be crystal clear. And like the documentation you do in README, like README is generated by AI, I will say, but you have to give the clear instructions as well. Like this is the README file, look into it and create the README file, include this, include test cases, include how users can write the code. So your instructions to make AI write the like boilerplate code for you as well should be clear. So once you do all of that, like now you identified the issue, you plan, you code, you committed the code. Now comes creating the pull request part. So you fork the repository, you push your changes in your own repository, then you create a pull request from your branch. And yeah, the branching, the git logic or all like git remote add branch, something like that. But yeah, you can add that branch and from that branch you can create a pull request. So when you create that pull request, what happens is um, yeah, write the pull request and make sure you write the description. What you are doing should be complete and should be like enough to tell. There's one more. Like yeah, I've already make you through that. Let's see any merged. See, all those are declined. Many users try to contribute to that code and they can't accept many. They're not accepting any, rejecting everything. Okay, it doesn't anyone have. Let me take you. Like it was just rejected because of what we can say, because of some experimental nature as well, and yes, because of the experimental nature, and like because it wasn't in the status list as well. So yeah, you can keep them as per your requirements, but yeah, configuration properties, what are endpoints, whatever is required in the pull request documentation, make sure you write it clearly. So when you do all of that, like then you can say you have created the pull request, then you send that pull request, and there may be one of two comments. So then you try to resolve them, or if required by a merging bot. Many repositories use that. So that's not a thing to worry about. So yeah, that's how you can contribute to the open source projects as well. Like, but yeah, in the meantime, all research should have been yours original. Like which project you want to contribute to. If you're interested in Python, AIML, open source projects. See, you can look for any 500 AIML by GitHub only, machine learning only. Like these are all D projects. So yeah, what happens when you truly understand a project and contributed in the open sources, like you are contributing in a legacy code, it's equivalent to having some experience in a job. Why? Because like for a developer in the job, what you are doing, you are technically pushing your code in the public repository of the company, so which is equivalent to open source contribution here as well. That's why open source contribution is reputed by like everywhere in the community. It's equivalent to work experience, and it's like you're contributing to some open source, like you're contributing, you're working for them in their company. It's equivalent to that. Like how it sounds like if I say like I'm working for Spring Boot. So yeah, that's why open source contributions is that reputed, and that's why try to you must try to do that while you're learning something. It's a very you can say like it is booster for your resume as well. And if you're able to explain clearly, it gives you much confidence as well while moving forward with other projects as well. So okay, so yeah, that's about open source contribution as well. So yeah, make sure you follow all those practices while building any software or like doing anything, so that your work reduces as well. It reduces your work by a tremendous amount. Like rather than doing coding and then thinking why this works, why this don't, you should be crystal clear with your plan first. Okay. So yeah, consistency when you don't want to do it. That's another topic. So um yeah, this week and maybe so like this is all about like for this channel why consistency is very important, because it's really matter when you really don't want to do something. Like um last 1 week and the other 1 week will going to be pretty hectic, but yeah, I just made this video and I came up with the idea to tell about open source contribution as well, like just 15 to 20 minutes ago before starting the video. Like I had to shoot one today because I won't be getting time sooner. So yeah, I started like, okay, let's discuss about the open source contributions as well. My PR got accepted, and like I'll be adding that to the Spring Boot section really soon as well. So yeah, have to start sooner. And yeah, so if you're really consistent in something, will really give you an edge. It will really help you somehow, and it sure helped me. Like I can see the changes in the way I speak, the way I perceive things, and yeah, like regular learning and everything that really is impacted. So consistency is a really important thing, because obviously uh, there's one creator and I've listened like if you do it consistently over time to time, so what happens is, of course, if you're new, third or fourth year student, like if you're applying for job, like apply to how many jobs you can, because see, it's a number game. So if you apply to thousands jobs, you don't uh, need offers from thousands. You need offer from only one, and for that one you might need interview from only 20, so that reduces to 2% only. So 2%, like you really do, it shouldn't really impact you, like if 98% of jobs are like not hiring you. So it's a number game. Like try, apply consistent, play the numbers game. You don't need like all of your chances to succeed. You need only one to succeed, and it can cover all those losses. So it's really important. And yeah, importance of documentation in writing as well. So the documentation, as much as their importance while you are learning, it really holds a great significance while you are writing as well. So whatever you write, whatever you code readability as well. Okay, here we go again to the public repositories, Spring Boot, like how you define your variables name and everything. Many don't even think about like how we are going to define the variable name, but okay, that's a classic Spring Boot only. See, e these comments line, they each of them really hold a significance out there. Like auto configuration classes, many are using AI to now to define, but no, you should be defining your classes. Like if even if AI is doing it, you should be double checking it yourself, because the name of the variable, the name of the classes, the name is as much like linked to the functionality, the function name, the class name, the variable name, as much close and as much linked to the functionality, that much close, like that is easier for the user to understand while someone is reading it. So that's how you understand it. So it also improves the readability of the code for someone outside reading it as well. Like there are certain many steps, many file folders, like you understand, like this is every kind of folder as well. So that's why correct documenting while even writing and like comments, proper comments, like what you wanted to do in that class, what you wanted to do in that particular function, your own comments only, not by AI. So all of that stuff really matter as well. While you are writing your code from the documentation. Why documentation? How users can interact with the documentation? Like when they open your code and when they really wanted to contribute to something by their own as well. So that's when the users interact with the documentation, and that's the point where that you wanted to know. Like, okay, this is the code, this is documentation. Um, is this correctly written? Is this readable? Because if it's not readable, nobody wants to read that code. Nobody wants to spend their brain to first understand what's the syntax behind it, what's the function is actually doing. It should be like one liner. This function is doing this. Then you understand, okay, this function is implementing this functionality by this step. So it keeps on going on in a step-by-step manner. So these are the topics that I want to discuss about today. Okay, now let's come to like what I have planned at the end of fourth. Learn AI agents, partial. I don't get much time, but we'll try to do it and finish it. Try implementing ML and the libraries in the project. Yes. Part that to that scenario as well. Yes. A lot of updates is coming, like some interesting updates in DHR Lang as well. And if you're not tried it, so you can watch out my third or fourth video as well. You can check my LinkedIn as well. It's on the GitHub DHR Dhruv -03. And you can search for DHR repo as well, and you can clone it, and you can try using it as well. You just have to add that extension to VS Code and make sure you have Java 17 plus version installed. Open source updates that I've shared with you. Networking is something, yeah, that's a really interesting topic. So I've thought of a lot of ideas as well, which how can I increase my networking? while traveling public transport and so on. So yeah, we will work that on too. Kubernetes plus hands-on, yes, that's in progress as well. Like many of them will take a lot more time, partial progress. But yeah, will sometimes it will be slow, sometimes it will be fast, but it has to be in progress. It doesn't have to be in hold. Okay, so yeah, this is this. And then the plan for next videos. Okay, and then we have enhanced THR lang. We have to work that on as well. ML not implementing. Update the water and test score. While training, we can do that. And then networking will go on. While tracking. Um, okay, Kubernetes, okay, we're using KTest for now. KTest, we'll be doing it and something new. What we can think of something new to try? Like, let's first do that all as well. Okay, next week is going to be pretty hectic, but yeah, we can um do with that. So yeah, and this whole idea of the video of today, like I already told you, um, I don't have a topic till starting till the 15 minutes before the start before I start recording this video. Like so, yeah, this one has to be active and okay, yeah. That's all for today. Like, please like and comment like how you want how how that video turns out for you, whether you learn anything from it or not. Any suggestions for next video? What should I talk about? And if you have any queries or questions to ask, you can write down on LinkedIn. You can DM me on. You can write down in the comments. You can DM me on LinkedIn as well. And yeah, try open source contributions, try reading open source projects as well. Some are really good out there in GitHub as well. So you can learn a lot, like when you interact with those projects and you start contributing to them. Till then, okay. Till then, take care. Bye bye.